Justice for Aryna Sabalenka and Ekaterina Alexandrova, because starting your match after midnight is insane. Hey, my name is Christian Bassnight, and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. If you have not yet already, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post more US Open updates, and also help me reach my new goal of making it to 25K subscribers. Y'all already helped me make it to 20K subscribers, and I want to thank y'all so much for that, by the way. But you know, it's onward and upwards. 25K next. Now, Coco Gauff, she kept her title defense hopes alive on Friday after overcoming a big test in 27th seed Elina Svitolina 3-6-6, 3-6-3. I honestly was not sure that Coco would win this match coming into it. I predicted that she would win it in 3 sets, but with how Svitolina started it out, especially in the first half, I thought Coco's title defense would be coming to an end. Both women really started this match extremely well, and I expected this from Svitolina, this form from her coming out the gate, because she looked good in her last match. However, Coco, she surprised me by how well that she played starting out this one, because she did not have good starts in her last 2 matches against Gracheva and against Tatiana Maria. She knew likely that she had to start better today against a much higher quality opponent in Svitolina, and that's what she did. And from the very first game, I knew that she was on point with her game. Her forehand was solid, and that's a good barometer and good test of whether Coco is going to have a good day, is whether her forehand to start is solid. And I didn't see any shanks. It was she controlled it very nicely, and I was very pleased with what I saw from that forehand wing. It's crazy because the forehand was the clear, more reliable shot out there for Coco. It was the backhand where she drew in a lot more unforced errors, routine ball errors, especially too early on in this match. And she hit Coco routine backhand errors on 2 of her early break looks at 3-all in the first set. And Svitolina saved all 3 break points that she'd faced in that game, which was huge. The 27th seed scored a boomerang break thanks to her backhand once again being the more solid backhands of the 2. She served out the opener Svitolina did with ease at love, and Coco, she left the court after dropping that opening set to try and likely reset. But a notable point of the match came at 1-all 15-30 on Gauff serve, where Coco hit a backhand cross court that barely clipped the line. The commentators immediately say, circle that point. That could be a big moment and could switch the entire match around. And a low-key did a little bit, but to me, the biggest game of the match was at 2-all when Svitolina had a break point, but she sent a backhand down the line long. And that's when the crowd really started to get more engaged with the match, and you could tell that Coco started to feed off that energy well. Gauff immediately broke back the following game, and she played excellent there to break, hitting forehand return winners, which is a sight for sore eyes if you're a Coco fan like me. Coco was able to maintain the break, and she closed out the opening set. The third set came down to Svitolina really wavering physically. It was a battle of who could outlast the other, and clearly Gauff was not losing that battle. She could not stay with Coco in the extended rallies, and Elina started to hit bailout shots and just go for winners when she really had no winner shot to go for. Coco, meanwhile, maintained the level that we saw from her from at the end of the second set on to secure her 3rd consecutive US Open second week spot. This match really gave me major flashbacks to the Coco of 2023. You know, her play was on par with that because her forehand was very reliable, and she even moved better to me, slightly better out there on court too. It was really reminiscent of her 3rd round US Open match from last year against Elise Mertens, where Coco was also outplayed, and she also dropped the first set 6-3 before she just hung in there and raised her level another notch to take this one in the distance in 3 sets. More importantly, though, it's just the aura about Coco. In the opening 2 rounds, you know, I didn't really, and I mentioned this in one of my last videos, but I didn't see that same, you know, aura, that same, I don't know what word am I missing, but that same moxie about Coco. But I saw that today a lot, and it shone through with how she engaged with the crowd. That's something she did amazing throughout last year's run to the final, just really getting them, or run to the title, really getting them engaged. And she did that tremendously, and she conducted them like a great old orchestra. To me, this is arguably one of Coco's best wins of this season, as far as obviously, you know, she hasn't had that many top 30 wins, to be honest, in 2024. It being a good opponent in Svitolina who was playing well, but also just her form overall. I think maybe her win over Qinwen Zheng in Rome takes the cake as the best match, but it's definitely up there, this Svitolina win. I think that Coco, she played well from start to finish, to be honest. Although, you know, she was a little bit shaky towards the end of the first set and at the beginning of the second set, but I was happy with how well overall the forehand held up. I also have to just credit Coco for how well she stayed in this match mentally. Her mental stability and strength, I guess, has been called into question a lot throughout this summer, but it was overall a very solid performance from her, and she fought so well. Coco has now made the second week at all 4 slams this season, and she's the only woman right now to do so. Jasmine Paolini can match her if she beats Yulia Putintseva in their 3rd round match later on today. With the struggles that Coco has endured, I'm honestly so happy with this result in making the 4th round, especially when you consider the added pressure of trying to defend her maiden slam. However, I know Coco is nowhere near satisfied with that result, and she hit the practice courts again right after this win over Svitolina to work on her backhand, which shows her relentless work ethic. That backhand will need to be on point during her 4th round match against compatriot and friend Emma Navarro. Navarro beat a seeded Ukrainian herself and Marta Kostyuk by a score of 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. This was an impressive turnaround victory from the 13th seed, as she rode off 5 consecutive games after being down 1-3 in the decider. This Gauff Navarro match is going to be the top women's 4th round match to watch for sure, and for me at least. Gauff is the defending champion here in Flushing, and she's the more accomplished of the two, although some might favor Navarro because she got the recent win over Coco at the Wimbledon round of 16. The head-to-head between the two is tied at 1 apiece, and Coco won their first meeting, which was again this year, but at the Auckland ASB Classic semifinals, which she won 6-3, 6-1. And Emma, she won the Wimbledon 4th round by a score of 6-4, 6-3. I think this match being on hard court definitely favors Coco more as opposed to the grass. With this being on hard courts, it gives her more time to defend well. You know, she was not able to defend and get more balls back in play, of course, due to the fast, quick nature of grass, but here she's able to scramble and put more balls back in play and definitely extract more errors from the Navarro racket. The ball also won't get back on her as fast, which will surely help her and the forehand. I think that Coco definitely needs to do a much better job of returning. She missed way too many returns in that Wimbledon match against Navarro, and she let Navarro cruise through far too many service games. Coco also needs to do a better job of attacking the weaker Navarro second serve. That has been a big weakness in Emma's game, and Coco did not adequately capitalize on that at all in Wimbledon, and I feel like she left a lot of points off on the table there. I don't want Coco to try to press too much either. That's something she did a lot in that Wimbledon match, and she really just did not have a great strategy. Instead of trying to be patient, she tried to force the issue a little bit too much, and really that's not her game. So I think this time, with this match being on hard court, she'll be more in her element and won't feel the need to try to pull the trigger as fast, and she won't feel as rushed. What it came down to was Navarro, she just simply outplayed Coco, and low-key she was treeing, especially in the first set, but she took so much time away from Gauff, and it really caused Coco to panic a lot out there. Coco needs to make sure that she does not lose her cool and composure like she did in that Wimbledon match. The serve from Gauff was also mid herself, and the double faults, as it's been an issue throughout the entire 2024 season, was an issue there, and that's something I'm going to be wary about in this match against Navarro, who is an exceptional returner in her own right. Another thing to note too, the crowd might not be as big of an asset for Coco here because she is playing a fellow American. I still think the crowd will pull more for her as she is the more popular of the two, but you know, I could see definitely them going for Navarro. They might view her as an underdog, so you never know out there. I don't think that the crowd has been a major factor for Coco in a lot of these matches, and with that being out of the equation, then it could be detrimental to her. But I still would be picking Coco actually to win this match. Initially, when I thought Gauff and Navarro, I immediately thought Emma was going to win this match, and in fact, I picked Emma to beat Coco in the tournament. In my tournament preview, I might be changing my pick because of this Svitolina match. I know it might be a little bit foolish of me riding my hopes on Coco having this one good performance, but I think that combined with the fact that it's the surface change and the revenge factor, and two, the forehand looks better, her mental looks better. And once again, her going to the practice courts after these matches, it's just all a good omen. So I have Gauff winning this one in 3 sets. Feel free, by the way, to drop y'all's predictions in the comments below. Reigning US Open runner-up Aryna Sabalenka also had to fight back from a set deficit before upending Ekaterina Alexandrova 2-6, 6-1, 6-2. This was really similar to Coco's match in how Aryna had the first break look, but once she was not able to cash in, her opponent, in this case Alexandrova, ran away with the set. Alexandrova won the last 5 games of the opener to take it in 33 minutes, and she played awesome after she saved those 2 break points that she faced early on in the opening set. She excelled even further, and she showcased incredible shot making, reminiscent of her win over Iga Swiatek at the Miami Open earlier in this season. Alexandrova honestly was treeing, especially with the passing shot she was hitting, and she hit 10 winners to just 7 unforced errors. I normally have faith in my girl Big Lenka whenever she's sometimes in deficits, but I thought it was a wrap for her and that I'll be having to put Sabalenka upset in the title of this video, because she's not used to losing sets, especially at hard court slams, unless it's during a final. However, Sabalenka just impressed me with how she was able to raise her level another notch higher, and she literally just stopped making unforced errors. She cut down on her unforced errors. She hit 14 unforced in the first set alone to just 12 in sets 2 and 3 combined. It was like a freight train out there, and there was just no stopping the second seed, who won 10 games in a row to race out to a 5-love lead in the third set. She definitely slowed down a little bit when it came time to close, and Alexandrova tried to stage a little bit of a comeback, but the triple break deficit was too much for her to overcome. Sabalenka will be happy for sure with the win and being able to come through that match, as Alexandrova was tough and she very well could have gotten the upset, but it just proves why Aryna is the title favorite with how she played there in the end. Now, the second seed will not be happy with the late start. Now, she started at 12:08 a.m. on Ash, and thus set the record for the latest match start in the history of the US Open. The match was pushed back due to that 4-hour epic between Ben Shelton and Frances Tiafoe, and it didn't help that Popper and Djokovic went 3.5 hours. They didn't finish the match until around 1:50 in the morning, and that definitely will hurt Big Lenka's recovery process, and her sleep schedule might be effed up now, to be honest. Up next for Aryna is her doubles partner Elise Mertens, who defeated Madison Keys 6-7, 7-5, 6-4. Keys was 2 points away from the win, but I think the lack of match play since Wimbledon and that injury caught up to her. Sabalenka will be the massive favorite over Mertens, who she leads the head-to-head with 7-2. Their last 5 meetings were all Sabalenka straight sets wins. I know I said Gauff Navarro was the main women's 4th round match to watch, but it has some stiff competition with Qinwen Zheng and Donna Vekic giving us a rematch of the Olympics gold medal match. Zheng made quick work of German Julie Niemeyer 2-1, while Vekic was made to work a bit harder against feisty young American Peyton Stearns, who she beat 7-5, 6-4. Zheng is going to be the favorite for me in this match, as she's impressed me a lot in this tournament thus far, with her solid wins over Anisimova, Andreeva, and now this decisive win over Niemeyer. But maybe I definitely could see Vekic somehow squeaking out this win. And two, she has that revenge factor as well of losing that Olympic gold medal match. Qinwen is actually not the only Chinese woman into the second week here at this year's US Open, as Yafan Wang eliminated 2-time runner-up Victoria Azarenka 6-4, 3-6, 6-1. She will be the underdog though when she takes on Paula Badosa in the next match. Badosa, she had the biggest scare of day 5 when she saved a match point before finishing off Romanian qualifier Elena Gabriela Rus 4-6, 6-1, 7-6. The bottom half of the women's draw is so deep, man. With the exception of one sneak, and y'all know who she is, no shade to Yafan Wang. All these women are very accomplished, and while Sabalenka is the favorite, I could see most of these women moving through to the final. Do you think that Coco and Aryna are the favorites to come through and give us a rematch of last year's final here in the semifinal? Also, who you got in these edgy 4th round matchups, especially between Navarro and Gauff, and then too Zheng and Vekic? Make sure you subscribe again, click the notification bell so you are notified whenever I post my day 6 recap. Although I'm tired, y'all. It's like 9 a.m. in the morning. What is it, 9? I've been up 24 hours straight. Please don't be mad at me if I don't make this day 6 recap. I'm literally sleep deprived, and this is a good opportunity for me to go to sleep. Unless Iga loses or Daniil loses in a shocking way or something like that, or Sinner loses, don't expect a video. Maybe. I'm sorry. I might come through for y'all, but I'll have to see how I feel. But anyways, thanks for watching. See y'all whenever I see y'all.